Fox 13 is staying on top of breaking news. Tacoma police are working off of South Gunnison Street, tied to a cold case investigation.
Yeah, we want to give you a live look at the area right now where that search is underway. Of note, one of the biggest cold cases in the Tacoma area is the disappearance of Tika Lewis. It happened not far from this area, and we are aware of the speculation that this could be tied to her case. She was abducted from a bowling alley in Tacoma back in January of 1999. Again, not far from where this investigation is located. We want to let you know, though, that Fox 13's David Rose has been speaking with Tika's mother. In fact, they've talked multiple times throughout the day. Teresa is curious if this is related to her daughter's case, but it is unclear whether or not it is. She tells us that she has talked to the Tacoma police chief and noted that he was very compassionate, but also they could not share any details of what exactly is happening right now.
So let's turn now to Fox 13's AJ Janavel live at the scene. So in the past hour or so, AJ, we have seen the video that you're showing us about there right now. Several people beyond that fence, but you're there on the ground, seeing it in person. So lay out the scene for us. Can you see maybe how many people are actually there? How many people in that team?
And I think there's a lot of questions that are going on right now. So you're looking at a neighborhood in Tacoma. Behind the camera, there are several people just standing around watching, just like we're doing. There are so many questions with what's happening right now. All we know is that Tacoma police are investigating a tip that they said they got from a cold case. Now, as you've mentioned, this is where we've been looking for the last hour at this point, but investigators have been out here throughout the day. The most recent change that we've seen just within the last 5 minutes is one of these investigator trucks backed up and left the scene. So you're looking at this house right here on the corner of South Gunnison. It is a home. They are still letting people go inside. You see the police tape starts right at the side of the home and then blocks off this part of the street. The investigation is happening behind the home. Because of that fence, we're not able to get a clear sight of exactly what's going on, but we do see that there are several pop-up tents in the back of that house. I can see from my vantage point that police tape does go around the whole yard. And what we want to know is what is going on behind that fence. I got a chance to speak with Tacoma police officials about this investigation. The biggest question is, what are they doing? With speaking to the spokesperson of Tacoma police, all they will say is that this is an investigation into a cold case. Now that brings up so many questions. Here's what I found out. If any sort of tip comes in to Tacoma police, they will investigate. That tip could be specific, it could name a specific case, or it could be vague. Officials with the department tell me either way, they're going to investigate. They say we will have to wait for investigators based on what is going on behind me before we'll get more information, but we are hoping that we can figure out exactly what is going on, because as you have mentioned, this has perked a lot of interest in this community, specifically when you consider one of the biggest cold cases here in Tacoma.